Powered by Riverside.
Hello and welcome to the Pushing for Change podcast, where we talk about the change we're pushing for as it pertains to mental health and physical and mental disabilities. I'm your host, KB, and alongside me is Frankie James.
Johnny, a Johnny sighting. Oh my god, Johnny better be getting the tournament ready. I'll tell you that, there, KB.
Johnny's a busy man these days.
He's too busy. I mean, but as we all are. It's good to be here for the pilot episode.
Thank you, sir, very much for joining me. You have been the Kickstarter behind this rebrand and reintroduction of what was once called the Cruise and Cripples podcast.
Yeah, it was a good, probably great show. Great show. Well, it's great to be here, brother. And just to thank you for wanting me to get involved and wanting me to help. And I've been doing this for some time now, so sometimes you need that little kickstart. And you know what I mean? Like, even with going through things, sometimes when you got the fork stuck in the road and there's options, well, we're so used to always taking the wrong option.
Yes.
And sometimes you need that little kickstart, just a little guidance. And then I'm happy to be here to be able to do it.
Again, I very much appreciate that. Yeah, I'm very much. I needed that kickstart. I often tend to get stuck in that fork. It's like, do I go left? Do I go right? Do I go straight? And I feel like whatever choice I make was the wrong one. So that plays with your mental health a little bit.
Oh yeah, absolutely, dude, absolutely. And it's gonna. I mean, listen, when you're unsure, you're undecided, or you're so used to making the tough decisions or the wrong ones, it's like, well, come on now. I mean, again, and then on the fourth, there's three roads, and then you take all three, and all three end up being wrong. It's like, well, now you're really stuck there.
Yeah, you get dizzy. You get dizzy a little bit, but thankfully, you saw that I was a little bit lost and have taken me under your wing a little bit, which I appreciate.
Yeah, absolutely.
And you've been doing your own podcasting for almost 10, 15 years now, 25.
It feels like it. It definitely not that long, but it definitely feels like it. We've been doing Chirping Pucks for about 6-7 years, so I had a few shows, and just kind of getting like a little bit about me, and obviously how KB and I met. Yeah, so I'm in the hockey community a lot. I have a podcast going for 6 years now. I have one that was on hiatus that's coming back, and been doing it for a while. So it's always been something I love to do. I feel the perspective I give in the hockey community is a good one because I've been playing for a long time. That's what I've been playing a long time for hockey. I've been playing hockey for a long time. So it's good to be able to kind of do something a little bit differently, other than talking sports so much. And obviously doing it with a close friend of mine. It's great. It's great to be able to be a part of it. And like I had a mental health show for a while, and I felt like I always wanted to bring it back, and unfortunately, like ended on a way of like uncertainty and just unsure what I was going to do, and wanting to always bring it back, but just I knew I was not going to bring it back if it wasn't for the right moment, and wanting to get back into talking about the mental health community, and it just kind of this kind of arose, and I was like, well, dude, when we were talking outside on the old deck, I was like, brother, I mean, listen, if you need someone that you want someone to jump in, you want to co-host, you're like, yeah, I was like, let's just do it. I'll just do it with you. Yeah. And of course, KB, as sweet as he always is, was hesitant because he knows how busy I am, but I'm happy to be here.
Well, again, very much appreciate it. And again, I know how busy you are. You got a lot of things going on right now. You're decided to pull you away. You're in the middle of planning a huge tournament, hockey tournament.
We are. Yes, we are. It's getting good though, man. And you'll be a part of there. You're right there. I mean, you were part of the CP Heroes. I believe was that the I want to say that was before camp out. So was that the first time we met? It was.
So we met. So through my fiance who joined the YouTube chat for the local radio station, Preston and Steve here.
Yep.
So she met you and the group,
the crew.
And through that, I met you at the
charity game.
charity event
CP Heroes, yeah.
back in November-ish. And then I saw you doing your podcast, and I was like, man, I really need to get back into that. I really need to start doing something that I enjoy. And just watching you and your interactions with the guests that you had, and just how much excitement you brought to that event, it was like, yeah, that's what I got to do. So
that's what you're doing. Fast forward, here we are. It's all about timing. It's all about timing with everything, KB, and that's that's what it's all about. But yeah, and we're going this route now, and the pilot episode, it's always a good one because it's the feel. It's before like the main episode, and crazy enough, we actually recorded an episode already. So big shout out to our guy Mike. That was a good episode, and then doing this one, this was kind of for you and I, letting the audience know, and this is what you guys can expect on the pilot, a little bit about me and KB, how we kind of came together as we kind of just started telling you. How come, why do we want to do this? And of course, what you can expect on the show. So it's
I wanted to do this because I enjoyed the original podcast that I had. I enjoyed having a space where I could talk about things that were important to me. And, me having a disability, I have spina bifida. My co-host at the time, Josh Green, also had spina bifida.
Yeah.
And then he unfortunately passed away in 2022.
Yeah.
So I kind of fell into the podcasting for a little while. But getting back into why I wanted to start it up is I still had that burning feeling that, there were still things that were important to me that I wanted to share, that I wanted to change. When you live with a disability and a physical disability, you realize a lot how much the world is not designed for you in mind. You realize how many barriers are presented to you on a day-to-day basis. And nothing changes if nothing changes. So, hence pushing for change. We're pushing for change as it relates to accessibility and also change in the way that we discuss mental health, because a lot of times with physical disabilities come mental health issues.
Absolutely. Self-worth issues, things like that. And it's great and well said, by the way, and incredibly well said, and a great way to get us rocking and rolling here. Erica, my girlfriend, she has a physical disability. She had a road swing accident, and she has a fused foot, so she's it's rough. And she always is expressing herself about the lack of accessibility for people with physical disability. So me and Erica have been together for 4 years. So similar to Sherb, our significant others, we have to adapt. And I don't really feel like the accessibility and like adapting for like the person itself, just around their surroundings, but the significant other also has to adapt, to make sure they're taken care of. I mean, it should have. You and I, when we recorded the first episode, you were over my house. You and I were playing house for a little bit. I was wheeling my boy around, and the cool thing about me wanting to kind of join this and my reasoning, obviously to support KB, but I know I'm not that handsome, so it's not fit that much of a physical disability. But I have a mental health disability. I'm diagnosed with ADHD, manic depression, and anxiety. So I survived by the way, just trigger warning, disclosure, little disclaimer. We're obviously talking about mental health and things like that, so we don't want to trigger anybody, even in the pilot episode. But it's important for for you guys to kind of learn a little bit about us. So you'll, of course, I'll always throw a little trigger warning up there. We'll have to get like a little drop when it's a trigger warning. Maybe we'll do this. If you ever hear the sound, then just know that a trigger warning could possibly come, and then we'll give you a few seconds. So right now, trigger warning. So I have survived 2 suicide attempts in the last 5 years. One as early as April 23rd, 2023. It went public. It was in public. We'll save that whole thing for another show, definitely, when we do like more interviews. But
get into that you're comfortable with
always
that situation, because
you will. Yeah, I'm very open about it. I've done a few TED Talks about it. My story went public. I'm very, very open about it, and living with it. So I bring a little bit of the side of like the full mental health issues and stuff like that I deal with. I also am a certified crisis counselor, so I volunteer for the national hotline. very rewarding, very, very, very rewarding. It's one of the most rewarding things I've ever been able to do. So, that's a little bit about me, and like kind of like we're kind of doing the joint forces as I said to you earlier, and now our powers combined to bring old Captain Sano or whatever. What's his name? Captain Planet, I think his name is, right?
Captain Planet, saving the world, Captain Insano.
Captain Sano, I think, was from a Water Boy.
He was
Was that the wrestler?
Yeah, that was the wrestler from Waterboy. He was Big Show in WWE.
How old are you? 15, 11? I'm 35 years old, sir. And he's freaking wants to be his water boy.
I believe there might be a movie coming out with him as Captain Insano. I think they may be doing.
No way. Breaking news, people.
So, I mean, last I read,
you get a little wrestling breaking news too on the show because we also have that in common. We're
big wrestling.
not as big as a fan as I used to be, but we tune in. We tune in.
Yeah, it's been tough to be as much of a fan as back in the glory days, as they'll call the Attitude Era, but still enjoy every now and again.
Oh, you got it. No, you absolutely have to. It's still entertainment, but but you're always going to compare it to the Attitude Era. I mean, me personally, I'm always comparing. Like, when I watch it, I'm looking, I'm like, oh, not the same. Absolutely not the same.
But we're not the same as we were 20 years ago. So change. We're still kind of in that demo market of what the product is aimed towards, but interests change.
Ironically, even like right now, just kind of doing the show, doing seeing where this goes. We're pumped about that. We're excited.
Yeah, very much. So, as to what to expect, you can expect a lot of entertaining discussion surrounding sports.
Oh, sports.
Mental health, disabilities, local things that are happening.
I had to get away from talking about sports, to be honest with you.
All right, okay.
I know. Well, I mean, we'll always talk a little bit if it fits. But yeah, it's exciting. Like I'll be sharing a lot of my stories. We have a lot of good interviews. We already have one of those up, and we had a nice little discussion today with somebody. You've been setting up. I'm sure we're gonna be excited to announce that when that time comes.
Very excited to get that finalized and squared away. And
I get them first. I get them first, dude. I get them first.
Yep. And again, it was.
He's gonna see me twice. He's gonna be like, "Yeah, dude." I don't think you realized that I I was on there.
Yeah,
I was a little bit earlier.
I threw your name in there just because I figured he would.
Yeah.
But yeah, and again, that was through you that I met that individual and shared my story with them, and they shared their story with me. And
I was just, I did nothing. You did the work, buddy. You did the work. Give yourself a little credit here. What the hell did I do? I probably was farting somewhere.
Well, you made the connection, and had that connection not been made, that future guest wouldn't have been there, and I wouldn't have reached out to them because I wouldn't have known that there was a connection between all three of us.
Yeah.
And
that's called taking initiative, my friend. That's a big step.
Yeah.
See?
So
incredible.
Very excited. A lot of great things are in store, and we're kind of taking this,
one episode at a time.
One episode at a time, and we'll see where things progress. And so I can't really give you a full rundown of what you can expect because I don't know what to expect, and that's the fun part of it.
Well, I'll give a little perspective. I mean, I'll tell you one thing you definitely can expect. You're going to expect, just honesty, vulnerability, laughter. Sometimes you'll get episodes where we're chirping on each other, just making jokes, or just comparing things like the old cross the T's, dot the I's, just conversation. You're going to hear like a conversation. And we might even go to ask the audience, ask the fan base of a topic of discussion, do a little Twitter poll or a little poll or something.
Yeah, we'll do a Twitter poll, a Q&A session. I'm looking to get a lot of people on that want to share their stories as it relates to their personal experiences with mental health issues, as well as physical and mental, issues. Whether that's, in the medical field, whether that's just your random Joe Schmo off the streets. We all have a story to tell, and I've always been big about wanting to share those stories because there's nothing worse for me, and I can say this because I've been there, feeling like you don't have a purpose and you don't have meaning, and go through life feeling alone and just like you're not important. I don't want other people to feel that way, so I wanted to use this space as a means to bring people into a space where they can share and connect
and have a few good laughs at it too. I mean, like you might hear me say something serious, and all of a sudden, KB whips out a quick zinger. He brought up the alter ego earlier.
Well,
the sideline reporter.
Can we not talk about my penis? the quick zinger. We want to leave that alone.
Mr. Iguana? He's a wrestler. It's getting me outrageous, dude. Talk about I'm not gonna lie. I thought you were gonna say something serious. You got me there. You had me on the zing. Hey, just stuff like that.
I try to keep people on their toes because I can't feel mine.
We have to charge for this comedy show, brother. A little revenue coming in. I love it. But yeah, I mean, flat right there. I mean, that's what you gotta expect. You just got a little taste, and then we'll have some good interviews, and want to hear from the people as well. And we do where to find us. I mean, we do have a social media page, I believe.
It's Pushing for Change
on Facebook, right?
Pushing for Change on Facebook, and there you'll get a lot of show content as well as personal content. I do a personal blog sharing my journey as a former cruising cripple.
Cruising.
I'm still cruising.
We're gonna get you cruising on the ice soon, brother.
I would love.
It's gonna happen. I already made the connect. I'm looking
forward to getting your slap.
You already asked to come out and dazzle.
Dazzle and me have never been two things that go together.
Might have been the wrong word.
Dazzle, not so much.
I feel like that's like
definitely, but not dazzle.
Oh man, we were dazzling tonight, brother.
It's all you, bro.
It's like looking in the mirror. I love it. I love it, man. But yeah, we have our social media page. Well, and listen, early stages, things are going to be being announced. Make sure you follow that social media page. Got to check out the social media. We're going to invite everybody to follow it. We'll start growing it, and that'll be our first one so far. And things will be more will be opening up as we create more content. You can also listen to us, or listen and watch us. I'm not sure exactly which one. Listen to us on. I'll let you on that one.
So again, you can listen to us on Spotify. You can again just look for Pushing for Change, and we'll be putting up our YouTube page. There might be some audio clips on there. We may, in fact, do some video. I'm still a little shy about my looks. I don't want to,
You look fine. You look good.
I don't want to embarrass anybody else. It's just...
embarrass anybody. Well, that would be me. And look at me. I got I'm just a mess. It's all about the angles.
Right, exactly.
My camera's up a little bit. The old upward pointer view. Yeah, it depends. Enough looks, tons of good one.
Yeah, I got a haircut yesterday,
and it looks damn good.
Thank you. For like the first time in 2 months, and I'm sitting out there feeling myself, like taking a selfie. I'm like, what the hell is wrong with me? When did I turn into that guy?
You're that guy. You felt yourself, dude. You're in your field. It's the year of the slave for you, brother.
I'm gonna kill it this year, and we're both.
You look like earlier. I said you look like somebody. On the phone earlier, off air.
I can't remember.
I don't know.
One of somebody.
Yeah, there might be another poll going out there. Who was it? Damn it! I'm looking at you again. I'm trying to think of who it is.
Not quite sure.
Get pissed off now. That will happen a lot too with the ADHD. And
yeah, I can't remember what I did 3 minutes ago. So you're in good company. I
think you were talking about your penis.
People tend to get stuck on that when it comes up.
Boom. Imagine
pun
that. Here, sign this. There we go. Oh, we got a long enough Sharpie. I mean, but yeah, that's the pilot episode. Just like that. I mean, I'm Frankie, KB. We're pumped up. We're excited. We want to hear from everybody. I'm honored to be a part of this journey. Following our fellow leader into battle and against the stigma, mentally, physically, and everything, all the above.
Exactly. And again, nothing changes if nothing changes. So you see something that you want to change, push for it.
And make sure you say something to somebody because it can change their life.
It's changed mine.
Let's go.
And with that, we will see you next time.
Bye. Music? Yeah, I'll play something.